Oh, so that's 4.5 days for me to get to a level where I can walk around and move around without pain. Uh, I said to you guys yesterday that taking this off while I was standing. I said to you guys yesterday that I don't remember the last time I was this sore from squatting. I don't remember the last time. Like I've been sore, I've had sore hamstrings doing RDLs and good mornings and whatnot, but I don't remember me being this debilitated for such a long time. And this morning I'm thinking, okay, I still have soreness, but I was able to squat, half squat. I did 180 kilos for a very, very high box. For a set of 5, it was painful. There's no way in hell I could have gone lower. No way. Way too painful to go to that range of motion, the stretch on all the muscles, the glutes, the adductors. It would be way too painful and I wouldn't be able to move any weight. This is why I've done half squats essentially for the last 4 or 5 days. So I think the session was on Saturday, the 10 by 10, and still I am severely affected. And I just can't stop thinking about whether this what I'm doing here, is the reason for all this soreness. I don't know any other good reason why I've been so damn sore. Like before I got sick, I was training quite hard. I was doing heavy good mornings. I was doing lots of wide stance squats for sets of 10, various different box heights. I was doing heavy front squats, lots and lots of core work. I even did hack squats that week before I got sick. And I was sore in the quads from the hack squats. Nowhere near this soreness, but I was active. I wasn't inactive. This type of soreness is probably for somebody that hasn't done any leg day for a long, long time. I have been doing leg day for a very long time. And it's not like I haven't been doing any volume. I have been doing volume. So I'm quite puzzled of why I'm so sore and I just can't get over this. Maybe this has a lot to do with it. Maybe I'm stretching the hell out of the adductors. And that extra range of motion, that extra flexibility has done something to the muscle. Maybe it's pre-stretched it, overstretched it, and then I hit it with volume, and then all of a sudden, soreness galore. Maybe it also has something to do with the fascia. If you don't know what fascia is, it's almost like, I don't know what country you're living, but we in Australia call it like Glad wrap. It's like that clear wrap that you wrap sandwiches with, you wrap food with, that clear wrap. So basically that's what fascia is. It wraps all the muscles around and protects these muscles. It adds rigidity, protection, stability. And so when you're stretching, it's probably not the muscle that you're feeling. It's probably the fascia that you're feeling, especially if it feels kind of like a sharpish kind of a painful stimuli. It's not painful, the discomfort. Maybe it's that you're feeling, the fascia, not so much the muscle. Anyway, so maybe all of this stretching has relaxed the fascia. And then when I went in to do the squat, the muscle was exposed because the fascia has been elongated and it's less protective as it once was. And so then you start squatting like a maniac and all the muscle is on its own. You start to really cop it. Maybe it's that. I mean, this is the only big thing that I've changed in the last fortnight. And my God, have I changed it. I am doing this, like I've been saying, at least twice a day. Even on the working days like today. I'm doing it all the time. And so maybe this is the reason for the soreness. It explains probably why the adductors are this sore. But yeah, I'm puzzled. I'm really being vigilant not to be too emotional about the whole thing, about, you know, maybe I should stop this whole thing because this is undoable. Like I can't be squatting properly once a week, man. Like if that's the case, what's the whole point? Might as well just give it all up. Maybe because I've changed drastically what I'm doing with my training in terms of the stretching and whatnot, and now this is impacting the training in a way that I didn't foresee. So like anything, let's see if all of this fire, if this dust settles down, if the body starts to get used to it. I frankly don't really know how to explain the soreness. Like, I don't want to make it sound like, you know, I'm dying, but I've been severely limited, and so limited that I've kind of been frustrated that I haven't been able to train. Like today, I haven't been recording any of this stuff, man, but whatever. I did seal rows today, bench press, I did some flies. So I'm quite active, you know, in the upper body, but, you know, that's not where my fun is, man. Like, you know, most of my fun is in squats and deadlifts. I'm not a bodybuilder at heart. I don't enjoy training the upper body. What I enjoy is the squatting, the ATG, the mobility, the strong posterior chain, deadlifts, RDLs, good mornings. That's kind of where I get a lot of my fun. For whatever reason, I don't know. That's the way I am. Not to say that I freaking hate doing bench press and all this other stuff. I enjoy that as well, but it's nowhere to the level that, you know, the other stuff. So I don't know. It's been puzzling. It's been puzzling. It's really frustrating because last week I barely trained because I was sick, bones and freaking headache was, you know, killing me. And then freaking first day I come back from that sickness, I have a great session. I thought this is fantastic, great workout. You know, mentally, physically, I feel really well. And then 5 days of, you know, disability. Freaking a fortnight has gone by and I've done seemingly F all. But this right here, I feel like I've made a lot of progress with this. So this is kind of keeping me sane right now. Because even when I'm really, really, really sore, I can still come in here, wind this thing up just right, and just sit here, chill out. And it gives me this feeling of you're making some progress. You know, because I started thinking to myself, okay, fast forward 3 years, another 3 years, right? And okay, maybe I've hit my genetic potential. Maybe I've hit my program potential. This is it. Like, I can't get any further doing squat every day. This is it. As sad as that might be, maybe this is the peak of my squat every day version of Ivan. Maybe I need to move away from it to have other progress. But one thing's for sure, that even if I keep everything the way it is and I just plug this in, I reckon I'll be able to get to the splits in the next 3 years. And that feels good. That feels good to me. That is a version of Ivan that is really nice. And I always challenge myself, you know, in that sense. Okay, it's very, very easy just to focus on day to day, how many sets, how many reps, what exercises, But I think it's often really helpful to just look up and be like, okay, where do I want to be in 1 year time, 2 year time, 3 year time, 5 years time? You can ask yourself that about your career as well, about your kids. You know, what do you want them to be? What do you want your house to be like in 3 years? What do you want your car to be? Well, you know, all of these things. I like to challenge myself because it just checks you and makes you kind of, all right, so are we taking the necessary steps to get to this long-term plan? And if I sit here right now, I'm like, okay, I make no progress in lifting, but I am all of a sudden super, super flexible. I can do splits this way. I can do splits this way. I can perhaps do an overhead squat ATG with 60 kilos, perfect upright. Man, that to me gives me a lot of satisfaction thinking about that. It really does. And you know, it doesn't have to make sense to you. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. for your own self, when you think about that, if you feel like you're going to be happy in that skin, in that version of you, go for it. It makes sense. Follow your heart. And when I think about it, if I added sick mobility, I'll be very, very happy. Because like I said before, mobility is one of those things that performance PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, they don't do anything for you. Think about that. How sick is that? How amazing is that? Tell me another area of physical performance, physical endeavor, a subgroup of training where performance enhancing drugs are not a factor. Think about it. Speed, power, strength. The only thing that I can think about is something that is really skillful, right? I don't know. Like even if you think of tennis, skillful thing. I'm pretty sure that you could take some drugs to recover so you can come back the following day and be fresher, right? So you can be more recovered for the next match. I'm pretty sure there are people at the tour, at the professional tour, that are taking drugs. I'm pretty confident to say that. What other sport? I don't know. Chess. I'm pretty sure you can take some performance enhancing thinking medications. What's that? That thing that kids take to study and take exams. It escapes me now. That drug that kind of like, it's almost like meth essentially. It just makes you memory recall a little bit better and whatnot. So even the skill, the intellect areas, sport can benefit from drugs. But with this, like, I feel like you just have to stretch, be consistent, allow your body to adapt, and you can get the splits. You can get the splits. And I like that. It's really, really satisfying to do something that some gearhead on the side is not going to be able to get to that level quicker than you. You know, it makes it kind of more appealing to get into mobility. Because I don't know about you guys. I mean, we're all different and that's fine. But it kind of makes me pissed off when I see a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18, 20-year-old who's been training for a year and he starts posting and he's lifting like all this stupid weight. And clearly he's using drugs. And he's not being, forthright with the right information, and he thinks he's made it. He's just an immature mind. He doesn't know what life is about. He doesn't have anything else in his life other than the vial and the syringe. And that kind of, to a certain level, is discouraging for a lot of people that are seeing that. Because if you're a 35-year-old dude and you see a 20-year-old lifting your life goal numbers, it kind of makes your stomach cringe a little bit, because clearly there's foul play at hand. But this is really cool. This makes me satisfied in a weird way. That doesn't mean I'm not going to stop squatting. Squatting is still number one. But on the days where squatting feels like shit, I can still come in here and twist this wheel around and really feel like I'm making a difference to my body. I'm progressing in something. And that's really, really cool. And it seems like you can't even overdose on this. That's what it feels like. The more I stretch, the better I feel, it seems. Ordinarily, like I'll be finishing the squatting routine and whatever I just did then. I'd shower, eat something, get dressed and go to work and carry all that tension with me. But now, with this being really, really, really high up on my list of priorities, as soon as I come home from the gym or from the garage, as soon as I get in here, stretch out, walk away like a ballerina. It's a really cool feeling. Oh, that feels so good, man. Oh, really, really good. And sometimes you get into like this war. Gotta remember to breathe. Sometimes I really challenge myself with this. Really, really lay into it. And surprisingly, a little bit of movement like this, front and back, helps me. release it a little bit now. Oh man. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna spend 5 or 10 minutes more here and stretch a bit more, do another few rounds of this, and that will be it for today. I'll have to get to work and shower and the rest of it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. I was just making the video, editing it and uploading it, and then I check my emails and I see the Patreon has notified me that there's a new Patreon supporter, Omar Zizi. I want to thank you, man, for doing this. It always means the world to me when I see support like this, people that I've never met in my life reaching out and supporting what I do with this. So it really means a lot, man. I try to make these videos as honest as possible. I try to share my experience, and I try to, make the videos that I once wanted to listen to. And it's always freaking amazing to me when I get support like this. I know a lot of people leave likes, comments, and subscribe and whatnot, but when I actually see people reach out and support like this, go out of their way, over the top to support, it means the world to me. So Omazizi, man, I had to make this clip, add it onto the video just before I head off. My daughter's listening to Bananas in Pajamas, so hopefully you guys can hear what I'm saying here. But Omazizi, you're a champion, and thank you again, man. Appreciate you. Peace out.